What's up, everybody, and welcome to Couples Coverage, Episode 18. I'm your host, Nicholas Moriano, and I'm joined by my beautiful and cozy pink sweater-wearing girlfriend and amazing co-host, Stephanie Abonce. How you doing, baby?
Hello. Good. I'm glad to be back at our regular set. Doesn't it feel like, I feel like we always say that every time we hop on back onto this, like our regular set. It just feels like it's always been a while.
It does feel good to be back here, even though we were literally just in the
Other room.
living room there, and it was a little unconventional, I guess, or a little different from what we're used to, but it does feel good to be back and have the couples coverage sign glowing in the background and, getting back to being a little bit more on schedule. So
yes.
that was our goal.
You know what? Like, it's not even the new year, but I do want to make that a resolution, is just be consistent, on time. I think when you do it on your own and you don't really have as many, it's not like you have to submit this anywhere, like we're doing it on our own. It's kind of hard to sometimes stay on track or be just like really strict on our posting day or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I want to actually have like a good schedule, make sure we're putting these out on a specific day.
Yeah, no, I think that's good for not only us, but everyone who listens, and you can tell future listeners of, this great and growing podcast to follow us on not only YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel, but also just subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, things like that. And just tell a friend if they're looking for a podcast who, that new couple that's, I don't know, just looking for something to listen to. This could be a good addition to their daily routine, couples coverage, and like you said, we're gonna get more in a routine. So definitely subscribe, help us out there, tell a friend. Still trying to get to those 100 subscribers. We'll do that giveaway.
Yeah, what the heck? We've been stuck at 75 for forever.
Well, we haven't been consistent.
We haven't been consistent, but we have more listeners than we do subscribers. So someone out there, maybe it's people who don't have YouTube channels, because I know you need a YouTube channel to subscribe.
Yeah, it's easy. You just need an email. You just sign in and you're good to go. And you help us out and you help yourself out, because then you can hit that little bell notification and boom, you're good to go.
Yeah. Also, before we start, I have something stuck in my head, and let's see if we can say it at the same exact time.
Crap, I forgot what it was. It's the Christmas song.
We've been on a Christmas song kick. We've really been feeling the holiday vibes this year.
Pentatonics, right? Did I finally get the name right?
He keeps saying Pelotonics.
Pelotonics, like the Peloton. Or what was that old kids game? Hooked on do you know what I'm talking about? Phonics? Is that what it was?
Where you're learning like your phonics?
Yeah,
basically?
So I don't know why that name reminded me of that, but Pentatonics.
Okay, this is a good one. In the comments down below, let us know what your favorite Christmas album is.
Or just Christmas song.
Christmas song or holiday song.
Or if you hate
just
them.
Holiday song. Or if you hate them, yeah. We've really been on a kick lately with them, and me personally, my favorite holiday album is the Justin Bieber one. That one always hits, and Pentatonics, because I kind of forgot about that one, but that one has so many good ones.
It's got all the original songs, but a new twist to them.
Yeah,
and I enjoy that. I like the old songs. Like, I don't know, you can kind of get bored of them.
Sometimes they sound a little bit sad, but they'll put like a positive, not positive, but like a more like upbeat.
It's just new. It's
unique.
Well, again, it's old, but it's newer than the original version.
Well, new because this album's old too.
Yeah.
But
so it's fun.
Anyways, yes.
What's the song?
Come on, we gotta say it at the same time. We've literally been singing this all day long.
Yeah. Now.
It's just one line.
It's the lights, the cameras. I can't do it.
Oh God.
I have no idea what it is.
They want to hear you sing.
But I don't remember what it is.
Happy holidays.
Oh, that's all. Happy holidays. Like that. I don't know why.
That's been
just
stuck
that
in my
one.
head.
We've heard so many of them, but just that. Happy holidays. That's the only thing we're singing. But yeah, that's been stuck for some reason. Speaking of holidays, though, we've had some holiday parties.
We have had some holiday parties,
and it was the CHGO holiday party to start things off just this past weekend. Mm-hmm. And I wore some funky pants. What did you think?
That was our first one?
That was
our first one.
What did you think of the pants?
Okay, the pants. Are we gonna insert a picture?
Um,
Yeah, not everyone's on Twitter or whatever,
yeah.
so
Well,
we're gonna insert some.
I don't even know if I have. I don't have a still picture. There's a
Yeah,
video
we'll take a
of it.
screenshot of the video.
Yeah. They were
Funky.
funky plaid, green, blue, a little bit blue, black,
Like checkered.
striped, checkered, pants.
Pants.
They're from Chubby's, and I don't know. If you look at them and you look like from afar, you're like, oh, am I wearing pajama pants? Or they can come off as like the dress pants kind of material. They're really soft, and that's what they were. You could sleep in them, honestly, though, because they're that comfortable. But at the holiday party, 50-50 people hated them. People were like, that's style.
As soon as he walked in, everyone was like, Steph, how could you let him leave the house like that? Or how could you let him wear that? I'm like, hey.
And okay, and I matched it with just a plain black t-shirt that I tucked in.
Yeah.
And I guess that was the t-shirt was too tight, apparently. Like, only Brett said it. I mean...
Well, okay, here's what I'm going to
Sure.
say about the pants. I like a good, funky statement piece. And I wish I had more, I don't know if it's like confidence to rock pieces that are a little bit more out there. Because sometimes I tend to play it a little bit safe. So I like when someone's like all out there and can just, with confidence rock something that's a little funky. And you were excited about these pants. And if you were to have paired it with like a crazy shirt, I would have been like, okay, relax. But because you kind of evened it out, I'm like, yeah, go for it. Like, it's a holiday party. When else are you gonna wear these pants?
I did get a recommendation, maybe wearing a solid sports coat.
That could have worked
With
if you wanted
that?
to dress it up a little bit more.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. But yeah, I was just warm. It was a holiday party. Wore the pants, and I don't know. I was really comfortable and had a ping pong tournament that I lost in the final round in. But those pants, they didn't restrict me in my playing because they were flexible and good to go. But it was a good time. Got to hang out with some of my coworkers.
apparently, I was the reason you lost.
Yeah, you didn't even watch me play in the final round.
This is the second year in a row this has happened.
Yeah, like didn't even bother. Like, oh, I didn't come. Like, you were having a conversation. I knew exactly where you're at, but you didn't even once consider like, where's my boyfriend?
Oh, well,
Losing.
you didn't tell me.
No.
I
But
would
you didn't
think-
even
I
think.
would think.
You didn't even think like, where is
Well,
he at?
No, because the point of this holiday party is to like get people together. You're talking to everyone. I rarely see these people unless it's our softball team. But other than that, I don't see your coworkers that often. So when I am there, I love to talk to people. I love to chit chat. And I thought you would have called me over and told me it was your championship game, but you didn't. And then by the time it was all done, I didn't even know that it happened.
Lost.
No, I was like, did you win?
I was already sweaty.
Yeah,
and,
sweaty.
yeah.
This is literally
in
the second year in a
defeat.
row that like I just find you at some point sweaty and
Defeated.
yeah,
Sweaty and defeated at a Christmas party.
at a Christmas party. Yeah.
So definitely gotta look to be better than second place for the third holiday party, because that's where I've been finishing the past 2 years.
Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm. But good time, and you also got to make
Good
it
time.
on the
Bulls.
the CHGO Bulls podcast and during the live show. So that was
Can
pretty
we
cool.
insert
in the
that in here
background.
too?
Well, I think that's gonna. Maybe I'll just play the video. We'll put the video in the background. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening at the end.
Okay.
But yeah, that was our first holiday party, and then the very next night went to our second one.
We had a white elephant party at our friend's house, and I know some people call it Yankee swap. I don't really know if that's different from a white elephant. Actually, what is a white elephant?
I mean,
I think a Yankee swap is the one with the game where you can steal things, right?
But in that you can steal gifts too.
From
that
white
one.
elephant?
Yeah, that didn't. It happened all the time. People are trying to get your.
I don't know. I guess I
martini
didn't
set.
know. I didn't know.
How'd you think you got your martini set?
No. I know that, but I call it white elephant. But they refer to it as Yankee swap.
Who?
Like Gabby and I
thought
think
they
Jimmy
called it
as
white
well.
elephant. I didn't hear Yankee swap.
In the text message when we were invited, it was like, we're doing a Yankee swap.
Oh.
So I was like, I don't know if that's the same thing as a white elephant. Anyways, the point is, you got kind of...
I got screwed on my white elephant gift. Let's just say that. We got some good gifts for people. And actually, Ben, he used the mini...
Did he?
Mini waffle maker and the pancake mix.
Good.
So made a nice looking waffle. Also, thank you to Gabby and Jimmy for hosting.
Yeah, fun time.
My white elephant gift, I was like scouting out when it was my turn. I had number 11, scouting out the gifts that were remaining because I think there was only 14 total.
I can't remember how many
people. So I was number 11. And I looked. I'm like, oh, this bag looks nice.
Shiny
bag, small, not too big. It didn't. Sometimes the big gifts with this kind of event scare me. So then I like went for this one. Open it up, bam! I got ice, Smirnoff ice. So had to take a knee and chug a little Smirnoff iced beverage there.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, let's be better. I thought there were some pretty good gifts. Someone got a loaf of bread, and
I got loaf of bread, but I was able to. Steal someone else's.
It had lottery scratch-offs in between the loaves, though, and that.
I didn't see that when I first got it. I was like, okay, I'm getting some bread. I'm definitely going to steal someone else's gift. But we later saw there was some lottery tickets in there. And now I kind of want to know if there was a good prize. Because I would literally imagine trading bread and then you end up getting like $1,000 in scratch-offs or something.
It's not very likely, but it could happen. But, there were some decent gifts overall, I would say.
Yeah.
For the most part, there was a back massager. There was the martini set that you got.
I know, I'm excited to use.
There was, what was another?
Espresso martini.
Oh, espresso martini.
I forget what else. But the point is, I guess, that I kind of forgot that people throw in some gag gifts. I forgot about that. I didn't grow up doing too many of these like Yankee swaps, or if you do like a gift exchange with friends, like I tend to like get like my close friends stuff, whatever. So it was the first time in a while that I did a Yankee or a white elephant gift, which makes sense when it's like a big group of people, obviously. But yeah, because now we know for next year. Be on the lookout for the small iced, or they can trick you and put it in a big bag.
I'm just gonna. Nah, I'm not even gonna say what I'm gonna do. But I think next year. You're getting a gag gift from me because now I'm just seeking revenge.
Oh.
Yeah. So
we don't know who did it though. You don't know who iced you.
Someone's gonna get messed up. No, someone's gonna get a gift. They're like, who brought this guy?
Yeah.
Blame whoever did it last year.
No. Maybe next year you'll get like the one you want or whatever, back massager or something.
Maybe.
All right. And now we have, I guess that's kind of it till Christmas. I don't know about you guys, but I always get kind of sad once things start to like happen because we knew about these holiday parties, and this time I just wish it can go in slow motion. I just wish this month could last like 60 days or something. Just festivities and get-togethers and games. I just love it. I love it. So the fact that 2 of them are already done and like passed makes me kind of sad.
But they happened and they were fun. We enjoyed them. So we probably should have taken more pictures.
Yeah.
At both holiday parties, and that's something that, well, we can't go back now. But for anything that's happening in the future, we need to take more pictures.
For sure. True. Now we have Christmas to look forward to, though. Christmas, New Year.
I'll be working on Christmas Eve, but yes.
And New Year's Eve.
Well, kind of, like, I work the morning, so, like, I have the night to celebrate for New Year's. So by the time I'm done with work...
We're old. We can't hang that late.
I can definitely make it till midnight. But, still, by the time I'm done with work, that's when everyone's doing something. So New Year's will be fine.
I guess we'll figure it out. We'll see. It's hard for me to start late these days.
But you can't celebrate
early.
New Year's early.
No, you can't celebrate New Year's early, but the celebration starts early and then goes into midnight and then lasts a little bit just past midnight.
Yeah.
I can't start late at like 10 That's when I'm starting. No. Maybe I can't do it for one day, but
You make you sound like you're like 40 right now.
I'm just saying.
I can't speak.
We're literally tired by like 11:30. And I would say that's pretty late. We know people who go to bed at like 9.
True. All right, let's get into this episode.
Yes, we got to get into this episode. All right. So when we were in Sedona, I don't know exactly what our conversation was about, but you told me that you were on social media and you happened to see a guy talking or just sharing a quote. Or was it sharing a quote?
He was like on a one of those like I don't know, like a Dr. Phil show or something like that, where they brought on like this expert and someone asked from the audience asked this guy a question. It was a woman who asked him about like, so I love my relationship, blah blah blah, but I feel like my husband doesn't listen to me all the time. And then as soon as I think he heard that, he kind of went to explaining, well, why is that? And then his reasoning was, and this so-called expert, I have no idea who it was, he said, like, well, you're speaking to a man. And they hear about, 25% of what you're saying, and they definitely don't hear what you don't say. And she also said, like, I would like him to, just maybe buy me flowers without me telling him, or to take me on a date without me having to be the one that brings it up first in the conversation. And then to his response, he was saying, well, they definitely don't hear what you're not telling them. And again, you are dating a man, and that's just how it is. But also, we're different. He was saying, like, as men, they're different in terms of how they communicate with guys as opposed to how girls will communicate with girls. Like, I guess for men, they won't really go into too much of their feelings and communicate in the same way that, women will communicate with women. So there were some aspects that I'm like, okay, I can see what you're saying. I kind of get where you're coming from, but also things where I'm like, I don't quite agree with. But that's kind of what the premise was. Again, it was just I was scrolling through social media, got stuck on this thing for some whatever reason, and then boom.
Yeah, it caught your interest. Well, see, when you first told me this, my first instinct, even now, was to like roll my eyes. Like, you're speaking to a man. I'm like, in my eyes, when I first hear that, it almost seems like a cop out. Like, I'm giving a guy a pass. Like, yeah, like that's fine because he's a man. Like, I don't ever want to give someone a pass just because of that. Like, no, like, do better. But I completely agree with the fact that someone, like, our needs are different when it comes to like men and women. Our needs are going to be different. And yes, your partner is not going to know what you're not communicating to them. That part I 100% agree on.
But why? Okay, so you agree on that, but I feel like that's something that will come up a lot.
Hold on. I agree on it, but at the same time, I also understand. At the same time, I also understand, the thought that's like, I don't want to tell you to do something. I want you to want to do that. I don't want to ask you to do something. I want you to like want to do that. So I get it. And I know that, some things, not all guys, I'm not going to say all guys, because some guys, maybe they show their way of showing someone that they love is doing those little things, and others might show it in different ways. But if you are that person who wants to receive love and like the gifts or the flowers or like the cute dates or whatever that may be, that is something that you need to communicate. And then as long as your partner is taking action and doing those things to meet your needs, then that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, for the most part. And where I didn't disagree, or where I disagreed with the guy, is that like, okay, because you're a man, like, come on now. I mean, you should, if you
does that offend you?
I don't know if it doesn't offend me because I know there are just some guys that are oblivious to everything, can't
I would
pick
just
up
think
on things.
I would be upset if they're like, "Come on, you're talking to a woman here." They don't listen. Like I would be like, "What the?" Like that would piss me off.
Oh, I don't,
Like
it's some random. I don't give a shit.
no. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So no, and
I know,
it doesn't.
but-
If it doesn't apply to me, so it doesn't really bother me. But where I don't agree, like if you're in a relationship and have been for I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years, you should know. So you should be able to pick up on things and give an example of how in real life this wasn't like a shatter his little theory here. You were having a bad day. Like it was you went to the gym twice, weren't able to work out both times. Stuff was going on.
Oh, here, let me tell you about my worst day.
Yeah.
So in the morning, I woke up early to go to the gym before work, and my membership wasn't working. And my intention was to go to one of the classes. So they couldn't get my membership to work. Something happened and they were trying to fix it. And by this point, it was already like 10 minutes into the workout class.
Can't do it.
And at that point, it's like, I don't want to get like a half workout in, because they're only 45 minutes long. So I was like, you know what? We'll figure this out and I'll go home and I'll come back later. Then I had a rough day at work. And what ended up happening? Oh, yeah. So I was having a rough day at work, and the class that I wanted to sign up for later, I completely forgot to sign up for it. So I got there. The class didn't have enough stuff because I think they only set up enough stuff for like the people. And the point is the class had started, and then I was like, I'll just get like a regular workout in. Nope, because I was wearing my little shoes that I kick off and take off, during the class. So had to come back home.
Workoutless.
Yep. Again, second time driving to the gym, didn't get my workout in. And I called you and I think I was like, I'm having literally the worst day ever. You were trying to convince me to like still have a workout. You're like, babe, people work out without their shoes all the time on the turf field. Like it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just not having it. Like I just wanted to go home at that point.
Yeah, and I could feel that, the frustration and, driving twice to the gym and not being able to do what you wanted to do. So I had just gotten off of work and it was my long day. So I immediately got to the apartment like, wait, I need to go find some flowers. So I went to the first spot. I went to like the Ace Hardware that's like literally down the street from us, and I remember they had flowers outside. Obviously, they don't have them outside anymore because it's too cold. So I'm like, maybe they have some inside. Didn't have anything in there, and so then I left there. And where did I go to get flowers? Why am I blanking? Was it a Jewel or something? I think it was like Jewel. And, stopped there, got flowers, and, basically arrived at the same time
We were
you
just
did.
trying to go to like the quickest thing.
Yeah, because I knew you were coming back. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I need to find this quick.
Yeah.
So then I was able to find flowers. We both showed up at the same time, gave them to you. And, obviously, hopefully it brightened up your day a little bit.
did.
But again, you just, going back to that guy's point, it's like, you got to just know. Like, you didn't tell me to get you flowers,
Yeah.
but you need to do something there in that situation.
Yeah.
But going back to, like, we don't know what you don't tell us, I feel like there needs to be a balance there. Because if you're always expecting it, like me, for example, to do that romantic thing or do whatever it is without you telling me, maybe I'm going to hit on that sometimes. But if it's an expectation like, well, I shouldn't have to tell you this, like, I feel like you're being set up to almost be let down. Because if you're almost expecting it every single time, then it's, I don't know, unless you're just dating the most romantic Romeo in the entire freaking world, it's like, I think there's got to be realistic expectations for what can happen, what should happen, and when the unexpected can happen, I guess.
Yeah, what? I think the biggest thing is that we wanted to feel genuine. So if I'm asking you to do like these things, or if a significant other is like always asking, maybe it's because they're not doing it, you know, and they're trying to get their point across. Like, this is what I would want. But like in those other cases, I do feel like if I'm always asking and it's already something that you do, I almost feel like it wouldn't make as much sense, because then it's not as genuine from you. You know, like I think all we want is for it to like come from a place that you thought about us, or that you had us in mind, or like you said, you wanted to brighten up our day or whatever. And I think that's when it means the most.
Yeah. So, and again, I think that guy, I don't think he meant to come across the wrong way, but just trying to, I don't know, stay his case. Maybe he's not doing what he needs to be doing, and it's because I'm a man.
Yeah. You know? I hate that.
Yeah, that's not the best response. I don't think a lot of people want to hear that, but.
Well, because I think the actual quote that you said in the beginning was like, guys only hear 20% of what you're saying, and then they're going to hear 0% of what you're not saying. And I'm like, 25%? Like, to me, that's just like, no, I'm sorry. I'm not going to give guys that pass, because I know there are, if you're dating someone that's like your best friend, they're going to listen to you, you know? Like, they're not going to be like, oh, there she goes again, yapping her mouth.
Just trying to watch the game.
Yeah. And I'm sure the longer you are in a relationship, the more maybe little things you start to like pay less attention to, you know, but.
And I can also get if like you're doing something and then you just start talking about something that's really unrelated to what like maybe I'm doing. It's like, wait, can you say that again? Because I really wasn't focused on what you were saying.
It's like me telling you about my day. Like, this is how I picture it. It's like me telling you about my day, and in your brain, all that's happening is like football. My bets, did they hit? Like, that would fucking piss me off.
I wonder if my bets hit right now.
No.
No, but yeah. So I can. There are certain instances where I can understand, but yeah, for the most part, again, I watched the video and then boop, scrolled up, gone. Yeah. Were we gonna get into the second topic? Before we do, I have a nice.
Yeah. We wanted to jump into another topic real quick. That we kind of thought about, kind of in relation a little bit, communication. Yeah. But yes, we have.
Before we get to that second topic on hand for couples coverage, episode 18, I have to tell everybody about Owen. I was actually just drinking a little bit of my Elite Pro No Nut Buttercup earlier during the show because I just really like it. But it's 100% plant-based, 0 net carbs, non-GMO, 100% gluten-free, 100% vegan. Look, if you're looking for a protein shake, you're looking for something that's going to be, one, just the right product for you, but also have the right ingredients. Gotta check out these Owen shakes. Like I said, No Nut Buttercup's my favorite. The dark chocolate one's also really good. They have a bunch of powders that you can also buy, but also these pre-made shakes come in clutch. And actually, this is the most important part. There's a new code that you have to use if you want to save 15% off your first purchase. You have to put in the code COUPLES15, no space, but COUPLES15. Use that at checkout. You save 15% off your entire first purchase. So definitely check out that. And actually, Owen too, they're actually a part of this cool program right now, FAIR. It's the I Can Giving campaign. You can join the fight to end food allergies, donate, or we'll put the link below to see how you can be a part of that. And for those that don't know, FAIR is an awesome organization, and their mission is to improve the quality of life and health of those with food allergies through transformative research, education, and advocacy. So I'll put that link in the bottom of this video so you can check out how you can be a part of that. But again, check out Owen. Use that code COUPLES15 to save 15% off your first purchase.
Thanks, Owen.
Boom.
All right. Getting into our second topic. Okay, so this kind of goes hand in hand with the communication that we were just talking about earlier. But our second topic is all about how much your significant other... how much should your significant other know about your past relationships?
Yeah, and I remember when you brought this up, I was already thinking about it, like, whatever you want to ask, I should be able to answer, but you shouldn't, I don't know, should you go out of your way and tell stuff that from your past? I don't think you want to hear like that kind of stuff. Like if you ask something specifically about my past relationship, like, I don't know, like how'd you meet or like how did it end? Like I should be able to provide those answers for you, and that shouldn't be an issue.
Right.
But I'm just not gonna go out of my way and tell you stuff like
casually tell me.
Yeah, because I don't know how you're gonna take that or like how that's gonna reflect on you. Like that's in the past, so I don't see the relevance of bringing. What was on me? I
have one of my fuzzies for my sweater.
That's a very fuzzy sweater.
I know, I've been shedding everywhere.
But I don't know. That's just my, I don't know, stance on it. How do you kind of feel about it?
Yeah, no, I mean, right off the bat, you said if I ask. So I think that's the key. Mm-hmm. It's like, if asked, then yes, I don't want you to lie to me. I just don't want you to give me unnecessary details that I didn't ask for. But I kind of wanted to go to the top of this little outline because I guess we wanted to talk about like when it might happen or why shouldn't it happen in some cases, right? So I always feel like you might know more about your significant other's past if maybe you started off as friends first.
True, yeah.
And then in that case, maybe you do share more than you would if they were your boyfriend or girlfriend. And if it eventually leads to being more than just friends, then you obviously know a little bit more about their past and stuff. So I feel like in that case, right? Also, like you mentioned, when you first start dating somebody, it's completely normal, or maybe not even dating, when you first start getting to know somebody. And like, I remember even on, one of our first dates, we asked each other like, oh, when was your last relationship? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, how did that end, or why did it end? And I think that's completely normal, right? And I do feel like those conversations tend to happen more in the beginning.
And yeah, because you're just getting to know the person.
You're getting to know somebody, yeah.
Oh yeah, why did your last relationship not work out? Like,
what did you learn?
Exactly. Yeah, what did you learn? And you, as a person, you're curious, right? You just want to kind of, understand who it is that you're talking to and just kind of learn more about them. And you can do that by asking those, I think, introductory, elementary, like, questions right in the beginning. And I think, yeah, in the beginning it makes sense. And then as you kind of go on with the relationship, you don't almost ask about that previous relationship because now you're focused on what you're doing now.
Yeah.
But no, going back to our first date, did we bring that up on the very first date?
I don't know if it was the very first date, but maybe like for sure first or second, or maybe we even talked about it before we actually started talking.
Maybe.
Because I think at that point we knew what the intention was before we actually like went on our first date. We kind of knew what the intention was, mm-hmm. right? So I think we had already asked those questions, but I don't think I asked like too many specifics. I know I wanted to know like how long ago it was, just because I think to me that signals, okay, that chapter is like closed. Mm-hmm. If you told me this ended 2 weeks ago, I'd be like, okay, well then is this like a rebound situation? Are you just, you know what I mean? Is it still more fresh? Are you even ready to move on yet? Have you moved on yet? So I think that's kind of why. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to details, I think it's like so unnecessary.
Yeah,
right?
I just don't feel a need to do that. And that's, I think, completely normal. But again, it's only like if you ask something. I think there have been even questions that I've asked you, like, oh, who is it that you dated in middle school? And you're like, don't even want to tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter, but.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But see, that's like middle school, like relationships that really don't matter, I guess. Okay, so I know we've talked about this in maybe one of our first episodes, but our case is a little bit, I don't know, like it's different for each of us because Nick is actually my first like long-term serious relationship. I don't really count like anything that lasted less than like 5 months. So to me, this is like my first like long-term serious relationship. And in your case, it's not. So I think it's a little bit hard for me because even though I know everyone has a past in our situation, I'm like, yeah, but like there isn't really much of a past for me.
You, yeah.
That would be worth mentioning. So I think that's why sometimes I've been a little bit more like, I don't want to hear about like anything you had going on before.
No, I get it.
Because in our case, you would never have to hear about mine.
True. No, it makes sense. But I wonder if there are couples that are like, yeah, give me all the facts, give me all the details. Like, really? Like, and again, I don't know if people are like that, but it just not necessary for me, for you, obviously. So yeah, it's just not once you got through the first kind of get to know exactly why we were in the situations we were in, both single. Once you get past that, it's like, all right, let's move on, get into now learning more about you in the present, and the past is the past.
Yeah, the past is the past. I do want to say that in some cases, I feel like it's important to share certain things because maybe you have triggers because of your last relationship or certain things that, you know, have made you a certain way. And in that case, then it's important to like share and explain so that your new partner knows how to like make you feel the most secure and most like, you know, like loved in the relationship. And I think in that case, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, and I think those things come up too when, you know, maybe certain situations come up. It's like, oh, okay, so this is how I kind of maybe handled this in my previous relationship, so I want to work on that for this one. So I feel like some of those things that do like maybe would come up, it's just because of the situation that you're in that reminds you of something that maybe I was in before, you know, I'd met you. So then you can work on, you know, making that situation work for us now.
Right.
But again, it just won't come up naturally. Like it's just not how it works. It's not how it works for me.
Yeah, no. See, like I would never want you to talk badly about your past relationships, but I wouldn't mind if you were to have shared like a funny story that isn't giving me details into your relationship, but maybe like something funny that you learned from this relationship. Like, oh yes, this person did that and I was not okay with that. Like if you were to share that, I'd be fine with it, you know? But I did want to mention, because I know in some cases it comes across as like jealousy. And I just want to know like what your thoughts were on that. Because if I were to, like, I don't want to hear any of it. Like, it almost makes it sound as if it's coming from a place of jealousy.
I mean, it can, but I just think it's like a sign out of respect.
Yeah.
More than anything. So, I mean, that's how I take it. Like, you know, I'm with you now. There's no reason to bring up anything from, you know, the past now. So more so I see it as a sign of respect, but I feel like, I don't know, if you see like a comment on like Twitter or something like that, like, and you're like, oh, who is this? Then,
there's a difference
but there's a difference. There's like a playful attitude or something like that. But no, I see it as a sign of respect.
Yeah.
Like, no need to go there, bring it up. It's just, and that's just how I kind of feel about it.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I'm glad that that's what your take is on it, because that's how I see it too. Like, I don't necessarily feel like you not wanting, or like me not wanting you to bring anyone up. And we're just saying like me and you, but like relationships as a whole, you know, like women not wanting their boyfriend to bring someone else up. It's not always like, oh, you're jealous of this person or whatever. And in some cases it can be. And I know I've had moments of like jealousy before too. And I'm like, oh, willing to admit that. Like, I'm open to admitting that too. But for the most part, it's not jealousy. It's just like you said, respect. There's no need to bring up details or, stories that I didn't ask for. But again, that's like a boundary that I've set.
Yeah, and again, I don't even cross the boundary, so.
Yeah.
So it's like nothing
no. But again, like tying it to like the communication part, it's all about like being open and asking for like drawing the boundaries or communicating what those boundaries are, I guess.
Yeah, as long as you're not holding like secrets that your significant other should know about, like then.
Or me asking you and you not telling me the truth about something, that would be an issue.
Yeah, but as long as you're not crossing that and doing those things and are not just willingly bringing crap up for no reason, then you're good, and that's all you really need to know about past relationships when you're in your current one.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want to say, obviously we're not relationship experts or anything. We can only speak on our own experiences and what works for us, but I kind of wanted to leave that as a question too, like how much of your past should your significant other know about. But I am curious to know, because some people maybe want to know everything, and that's perfectly fine too if you want to.
Yeah, sure. I mean, just open and wanting to know all the juicy details, I guess. Sure. You go right ahead, you do you, but every relationship is different, and we are comfortable with where we're at and, what we share and things like that.
Exactly. I don't really know how to wrap the segment up, and I kind of feel like I'm a little bit drunk. Guys, I took some sleepy time tea, and it's really hitting me right now, so I kind of feel like I'm struggling to get my words out.
I think that's a good way to end this episode then, for episode 18, and hope you enjoyed our topics, our conversations for today. And for everybody, please give this video a like after you watch it, or right in the beginning, right when you turn it on, give us a like. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, TikTok. Go follow Couples Coverage on there. And also, if you go check out Owen and use that new code COUPLES15 at checkout to save 15% off your first order. This is, we're back in the routine. Publishing this on time in the middle of the week. So definitely look out for that. And you can always go back and watch all the other episodes that we published already. So just want to say thank you to everybody. And we'll be back next week. But until then, see you later, you guys.
Bye. Happy holidays.
Adios.